White violence against blacks erupted in the South almost as soon as the war ended. In May 1866, in Memphis, Tennessee, whites killed 46 African Americans and burned more than 100 homes, churches, and schools. The violence continued as white terrorist groups like the Ku Klux Klan organized raids, beatings, and racial murders called lynchings. The state of Kentucky alone had 116 acts of violence between 1867 and 1871. As white violence rose in the 1870s, the national government grew less committed to protecting blacks. Northern politicians started to weigh the advantage of black voters' support against the advantage of a stable South controlled by whites who would accept Republican leadership. It was only a matter of time before blacks would be returned to a condition that was not far from slavery, even if they remained legally free. In 1877, the Republican Party leaders made a deal to get their candidate, Rutherford Hayes, elected president in return for the necessary electoral votes. They agreed to remove Union troops from the South. This took away the last military protection for Southern blacks. Their legal protection was crumbling too, as the Southern states passed laws that chipped away at equality. By the end of the 19th century, the US Supreme Court approved laws that allowed segregation or separation of people by race. Only one Supreme Court justice, a former slave owner named John Harlan, argued against segregation, saying, "Our Constitution is colorblind." With its economy in ruins, the South needed money. A new alliance formed between the Northern bankers and investors and the Southern elites. They talked about the new South of coal and iron mines, businesses and railroads. The former slaves were swept out of the picture. By 1900, all of the Southern states had passed laws that kept African Americans from voting and from enjoying equal rights.